What's up everybody? Back with another video for Diablo. This time I will be kind of elaborating more and also reviewing what I went over last time with the monk in his build. And as I had mentioned before, this is the Inna's Exploding Palm / Mystic Ally build. This one focuses more on Mystic Ally than anything. And I will just go over the gear real quick since I went over it mostly last time. So you have In His Reach, which you want, basically get the best one you can find, and with the highest Mystic Ally damage, and then just use a cube on it if you have to, in order to get the socket, which is what you want to do anyway, because then you can reroll something else, throw the crit gem in, and that's about it for the weapon. Moving on to the boots. Now I have the crudest boots. You definitely want this because it summons 2 Mystic Allies instead of 1. And with the Inna's bonus, you get all of them, so it doubles them. So instead of 5, you have 10. You want the Inna pants, belt, chest, helmet, and gloves. And then as well as already having the weapon. Shoulders, Lefebvre's Soliloquy, or however you say it. Pretty much the only one that you can go with for either portion of this build, whether you're going Mystic Ally or Exploding Palm more, these are the best option. The Traveler's Pledge. If you don't want the Traveler's Pledge, you can go Hellfire Amulet instead, but I have a Traveler's Pledge now, so I use it, and I also have a Compass Rose. Not the greatest, but it's still really good, so I use that as well, so you get the set bonus. And then the other ring would be the Convention of Elements, which you can kind of go Unity as well, or Focus Restraint if you don't want, like if you want to use the Hellfire Amulet, you could do Focus Restraint. There is a little bit of leeway here. You can kind of go whatever you want in terms of necklace and then gem placement, as well as the rings. So after that, the only other item I didn't go over yet is the Binding of the Lesser Gods for your wrists. You do pretty much want these. You can make an exception if yours have low roll, like 173% is kind of on the lower side. But I do have maximum cold skills, higher dexterity vitality, and then crit hit chance at full. So they're still really good. But if you didn't want these, then you'd have to go for Spirit Guards or Gungo Gear. So it kind of depended on which way you're going. Gungo Gear is more of Exploding Palm. Spirit Guards is more of for the Inna build, which is what I have for the Mystic Allies. So after all that, I'm just going to go over the cube stuff real quick. You want Flying Dragon. I have Spirit Guards because I have Binding of the Lesser Gods on. I would have them swapped if I found a better one. And then I have Unity, which you could also put in place of Convention of Elements, and then have Convention of Elements here. Either way, those work. Flying Dragon is pretty much what you want. There's really no other exception. So that's that. Paragon points, kind of self-explanatory. I'll just show them real quick. You can change these up. I probably should have went into maximum spirit, but dexterity, movement speed, offense, I'm pretty much full, but you'd want to go crit hit chance, damage, attack speed, cooldown reduction, and then pretty much anything here, whatever way you really want. Life regen's last though, and then obviously this one you'd go area damage or cost reduction, and then vice versa, and then life on hit and gold fine. But also you can kind of do what you want with them. However, some of them are obviously better than others. And aside from that, I'm just going to show you some of the skills. Alright, so I have Way of the Hundred Fists with Assimilation, Dashing Strike with Blinding Speed, Epiphany with Desert Shroud, Cyclone Strike with Implosion, Exploding Palm with Impending Doom, which is important because it's a cold skill, and Mystic Ally, it doesn't matter, you're going to get all of them from Inna's anyway. And these can kind of be changed up a little bit, but the ones that I have are Harmony, Seize the Initiative, Unity, and Beacon of Utah. And like I said, they can be mixed up a little bit, but this is the best combination that I found. So if you guys find anything else, let me know that works better. As of right now, just to kind of touch on the Exploding Palm a little bit more, my build's more of Mystic Ally. Exploding Palm, you'd want a lot of cold skills. Like, I still have the cold skills damage on most of my gear if it allowed me to roll for it, which I think that was like the only piece that did at the moment. But basically Traveler's Pledge, like, you would want one that would have it on there as well, and then have the socket, but I had to roll for the socket, so that's why I'm still looking for a better one of these. And the cold skills damage is just really good for the Exploding Palm, since it's going to do extra cold damage when everything dies. But that is also something that when you're running it, you don't really care too much unless you're in a giant pack. Exploding Palm is good, but it's not great. Like, you want to use it if there's a bunch of people grouped up, which is the whole point of the build, is to basically use Cyclone Strike to pull the people into you, use Exploding Palm to blow them up, and have your Mystic Allies do damage while all that happens, and then just keep moving. But if you're, like, just fighting a boss, it really doesn't matter if you have it on the boss. So I will show you guys a little bit of gameplay, and hopefully I kind of touched base on what happened in the last video and gave you a little more insight into the build, as well as kind of went over a little bit of stuff that I know I didn't do last time. So I'll show you some gameplay here. Alright guys, let's hop right into it. Yeah, screw it. 55's okay. Just kind of like showcasing the build here. Just gonna hopefully get a decent rift and be able to do this fairly quickly. But for the most part, it should go fairly fast and I shouldn't die. And also hopefully not get walled again. I am an avid clicker, by the way. I'm not the type of person who just presses the button and holds it like they should. I just click, click, click. For whatever reason, I feel like I make everything go faster, even though I know I really don't. So in reality, you'd want to be moving more. My main thing is I'm trying to let the Mystic Allies do more so you can kind of see their damage, but it doesn't seem to be working too well. So, alright, whatever. Also, you'd probably want to skip a lot of these. It doesn't really matter. What am I doing? Don't kill the... Don't do what I just did. Kill the little guys that don't have as much health, because the explosion will kill the big guy. Also, don't run in circles like that, because I know the maps, but for whatever reason I'm derping. Probably just, you know, the obvious bullshit. You get a... What the hell? That was weird. You get the fucking rift, and you're just like, alright, this will be easy, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm recording this. I have to derp now. But you kind of get the idea of the build. Just put the exploding palm on the smaller guys. When they die, they explode, do a lot of damage, and have your Mystic Allies follow you, obviously, which they will do anyway. And they help you do a lot of damage. And a lot of damage. They crit for much more than I do. But pretty much as soon as you kill one thing, everything explodes. Just because of the exploding palm in a giant group. Which is why you want to use Cyclone Strike more than I have been. Because, of course, on video, I am derping. But yeah, you want to pull everything into you, kill something, and watch them all blow up. So the build does focus on Exploding Palm probably more than you thought it would, since I kind of downplayed it. But, for the most part, it's more about the Mystic Allies, since I don't do a ton of damage. If you were going for a more of a damage build, you would want Shenlongs, and then to swap out some of the items, but as of right now, this works okay. I've been able to clear up to like 63 pretty easily. Certain packs do kind of like massacre me on that level, but for the most part, it's not too much of a problem. I've seen people do like up to mid 80s so far with this build. Obviously, you'd want better items than what I have. The ones that I have are good. It's just, you know, you'd want the ancients with like perfect rolls and everything. And then to take the gems that you have past level 60 and then put the dexterity onto your items. So you get the bonus like 300 dexterity per item as long as they're ancients. Or more if your gems are higher. Which I never did it last season unless they were like 70 something. But this season the highest I've cleared is like 63, and last season the highest I cleared was like 73. But this is early in the season and there's still plenty of time. Of course, this sucks. I get the really big rift, so might be talking a lot more than I had anticipated to kind of fill the gaps. I was hoping for a smaller one with more condensation, which is probably not the right word there because that's what comes off of your water, but that's alright. So yeah, just exploding palm. You want all the little guys. I don't know why I'm even attacking that. Want all the little guys together. You kill one, they all blow up. And obviously, like I was saying, kill the smaller ones when there's a giant pack. They'll explode, do a ton of damage. And if the bigger ones don't die, then you kind of just kill a smaller one if it's there. If not, you kind of just have to deal with it. Which, this build isn't the greatest for bosses. So you'll notice that when I get to the Rift Guardian. It can be decent. You have to rely a lot on the Mystic Ally damage since Exploding Palm doesn't do anything. But it's alright. And of course, this would be going a lot faster if I wasn't on camera, by the way. I've cleared like 63 in like 8.5 minutes, and I'm sure I'm probably getting close to that right now. And this is only 55. Not the greatest rift to show people, but it'll manage. You get the idea based off of it, and I'll do more videos in the future when I get better clears on higher ones. I'll just keep recording, and once I get a good one, I'll post it to show you guys a better idea of what the build can do, since this is more of the basics, just to give you an idea of how to use it properly. This is also not a build you'd want to start with on a monk. I'd recommend just kind of like looking up what like a better build to start with if you're just starting out. I mean, once you get the Innis set, you're pretty much alright to use it, but for the most part, this build really isn't good until you get a lot of the items. Oh, crap. Why does it keep going on him? I don't want my exploding palm on him. Alright, whatever. He's dead. Yeah, so it's really not an early monk build. Just kind of take what you can get if you're starting new. If you already have another character, obviously use the blood shards from that character to the monk when you make it, and just look for what you can. You can also do other builds, obviously. I just find this one the most fun. But this, oh my god, this rift. I usually get ones that are like 1, maybe 2 floors, or like they're 2 and you can complete them in 1, but my god. And of course I can't pull everybody over that. Neat. Hello? Like mashing for the potion, it wasn't working. Whatever. Power pylon comes now, so this is going to be a bad assessment of how fast I kill the Rift Guardian as long as it stays on me. But, whatever. Yeah, I'll probably kill him before it really matters. You don't need to put Exploding Palm on him, by the way. See, this is much faster than I would have killed him because of that. But, oh well. Thanks guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. If there's anything I can do to improve, please leave a comment and let me know. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video.